Yes! Oh man, that one's awesome. Swoppet Spaceman figures. Cherilea style. I mean, what a marvelous base. That's what sold it to me. The base section. Never seen anything like it. And this looks like him here. Whoa. But that looks like about him there, but without the steampunk Tin Man from Wizard of Oz helmet. And look at this new one with this single spot. And that's one of the things that keeps blowing me away about these, is that I don't know how many I've got. There's the rest of the box full of them. No two are the same. They're all different. Even after I've gotten so many of them, they're all different. And you know, I added it in text to the last upload about these things, that there were so many more cowboys and knights, soldier figures it made with the Swoppet process than there were spacemen. There were so many more of those. And those are rare, and these are even more rare, and they're hard to find, especially in the Cherilea style without the base. You don't see these coming up all that often. And these were from an American vendor, so apparently they made their way to the United States as well. Let's go back to this base, because that's just insane. It definitely is. I mean, that's like a sculpted moon terrain. Interesting color choices. No markings, and I guess it could have gone on a cowboy or a knight or anything like that. It didn't necessarily have to go on a spaceman form. The differences in helmet and equipment pack style on these things needs to be documented. Now here what I did was I set up a few. You know, I like doing this, and I separated them by how these three poses, there's three different poses there in, I think, all four, maybe five different styles of Swoppet Spaceman production. Those are the poses that Marx picked up. These are not. These are Cherilea posed Swoppets that Marx for whatever reason, Marx did not go for the engineer style. And I mean, I can't help but think of MPC, and I think King Fat also has a guy holding a coil of rope and some sort of a tool or implement. I call it the engineer pose. So they didn't do the engineer for whatever reason. They didn't do the pistol guy, who's supposed to have a rifle as well. I've got another example with a rifle too. I just got out one. Tried to keep it less confusing, one of each style here. And they didn't go for, I have to come up with a better name for this, than the swooper Swoppet. With his arm up, his sensor or his laser or whatever the heck that thing is, flash bulb. They didn't copy this. The one on the left is by Cherilea. The one on the right is a cake decoration made in Hong Kong copy. And one of the points that I wanted to make is that if your collection of Swoppet Spacemen has either of these three poses, it's not by Marx, because Marx didn't pick those poses up. These were the poses that Marx picked up. The kneeling dude, the hands out, and the camera or whatever device that is held over the guy's head. And I've got them arranged here left to right in chronological order. Early Cherilea, no clip-on base. Marx using the Cherilea form with the painted equipment packs. Cherilea Later with a clip-on base. And then whoever picked up the Marx tooling from them when the company was sold in 1972. And no paint on the equipment packs and no detachable base. Let's just pull these two out here in particular. Or the dude cast in black is Marx. There's a Marx logo. Make sure to pick the ones with Marx logos on. And this one here, yellow guy, you can see there how the one with the black body has paint on both his rifle and his equipment packs. The one in yellow has no paint anywhere. Key characteristic to tell the difference between the Marx and everything else is that it's going to have a painted equipment pack and a painted rifle, at least for this pose in the kneeling position. Now, if we go to the row behind him, we get sort of a curveball thrown to us. Again, chronological order, likely order of production, left to right. Cherilea Early, no base. Marx, painted equipment pack, mid-60s. And then next to it, unknown, using the Marx tooling and painting the equipment packs, but the colors are wrong. Louis Marx did not authorize or use pink and that Christmas green helmet. It's wrong. The body might be right as in red, but if you also look at their feet, okay, the guy on the left had 2 coatings of paint applied to his feet by the Marx artist. The first one painted it from the knees down, and then the second swipe got the rim around his foot there on the pod. The guy on the right in red, he just got the paint coating from the knees down. He didn't get the follow-up coat. And I think that's another attribute to look for in determining which of these were made by Marx when Marx Toys was in business and owned by the Marx family, and those produced after the sale of the company, which is what I think the one with the pink pack represents, as does the one with the purple helmet. Those are not Marx factory colors. And I think the one with the purple helmet is the most recent and most modern, made after whoever had the tooling stopped even bothering putting paint on the packs. And then in the last row again here, the flash camera or whatever held over the head, Cherilea Early on the left, then Marx, and again it's got the logo there on the side of his belt of his equipment pack. Look for that. And then next to him, Cherilea Later with the snap-on base, and then finally again another one of these copies, recasts, whatever, made from the Marx tooling but not using Marx factory colors. And when I was in Utica, I landed a couple of the Britain's things, and I got these two out as a nice demonstration of how they really are sort of the evolved form of what these Swoppet Spacemen are. But these two in particular show why this series ultimately fell kind of flat, which was because there was no aliens, no menace for them to go out and have to fight against, and there weren't any girls. Britons, when they put out their Starguard set starting in 1980, they got it right. They made sure there were an alien menace to have to suppress, and females to save or be saved by or put in our place by, which is what women do. One on the left is that the alien is actually a cyborg, 1981. I can't remember the name of how it was reconfigured in some way. Anyway, the point is that there's sort of an evolution from the Swoppet style spaceman figure, and I'm gonna find this guy some sticky putty and have some fun making photographic based space art with him. Because he's missing his rifle, he could maybe even go into a collage as a 3D element at some point. This guy's staying with me though. He's beautiful. Yeah, that alien, that Britain's alien is cool, ain't that? That's cool. This is cool stuff, man. I'm inspired.